You know what I'm saying? And that's what I just, and like I said, I know I still got work to do.
No, I get it. This is one of those things. We'll finish. This is good though. This is good. This is really good. I love it. All right, all right. It is 10:32, and you know what that means. It is time for Heart Talk, excuse me. You're tuned into Heart Connections with your heart coach, Adelai Brown, on KineticHiFi.com. Heart, Heart Talk is the talk portion of our show. Today, we're talking about transformation, but I want to talk a little bit about the inspirational quote of the day because I feel like this is something that ties into transformation and definitely ties into us living our lives to the fullest potential. And then, you know, I always talk about that on Heart Connections. That's my purpose for being here. This segment is brought to you by my new book, Help Save Me from My Broken Heart, Your Journey to Living and Loving Again. And you can pre-order your copy. The book has not been officially released yet, but you can pre-order your copy at a discounted price of only $10. It will go up when it's officially released at theheartconnections.com, theheartconnections.com. And if you're tuning in and you want to check me out live, you can go to the Heart Connections YouTube page and you can tune in with me and see me right here in the studio. You can check it out at bit.ly, bit.ly/Heart Connections. That'll bring you right to the YouTube page. And I'm live right here in the studio. And now let's get into some heart talk. Today's a day of transformation. The inspirational quote of the day reads, and it's from Anchor, Be Blessed Daily, Volume 1. Day 110. If you keep experiencing the same problems with different people, then you may be the one with the issues. Take time to look in the mirror and address your flaws. Embrace constructive criticism. Be blessed. I want to talk about that on this Feel Good Freedom Friday because I feel like many of us have been bound up by the actions and responses of others. And many of us have been there simply because we were raised in environments where we reacted to what's going on around us. That's just life. The problem with that is depending on what environment you were in and what was going on around you, how you react to what's going on around you or reacting versus responding has everything to do with how life deals with you, how people interact with you, how circumstances and opportunities pan out for you. If you keep experiencing the same problems with different people, then you may be the one with the issues. That's what day 110 is saying. It's one of those things that Matthew chapter 7 is talking about, paying attention to the beam in your eye versus the speck in your brother's eye. Been having a good conversation in here with LJ, and I feel like it really deals with transformation because we can all stand to transform. Let me put this out there. I'm kind of all over the place because my spirit is really stirred. It's like I can feel us, and I'm so thankful to be in this space. This is the week of heart. Just letting you guys know what Heart Connections and this heart coaching is all about. Healing, enlightenment, authenticity, revitalization, and transformation. Today we're talking about transformation. We've gone through the process all week. We broke each letter down each day through the week. And now we're at transform on Friday. And transform is defined as make a thorough or dramatic change in the form, appearance, or character of. To make a thorough or dramatic change in the form, appearance, or character of. Many of us have been controlled affections, the resources, the love of others in so many different ways. It could be a financial thing. It could just be a boarding thing where you live. You might have to deal with certain people just so that you can keep a good place to live, or you may be someone that's just trying to appease to someone because you may be trying to keep your marriage together, trying to keep your family together, and you feel very torn by other people. You keep experiencing these same problems. People running over you, people treating you the wrong way, people taking you for granted and taking advantage of your goodness and your love. And I feel like on the day of transformation, you need to understand that that change, that that respect, all of that, none of that is going to come until you allow yourself to be transformed. Your character, the form, the way you handle things has to make a thorough or dramatic change. People are going to treat you how you allow them to treat you. That's just the bottom line. How are you going to allow them to treat you? Is the question that I'm asking you. For over the last few years, I've been going through this journey of transformation for myself. This heart journey for me is very personal. I am only going through and talking about and teaching the things that I've been personally living and still living daily. So I know how hard it is to open up to healing and to be enlightened in places that, if I want to be honest, I was okay with being in the darkness. Sometimes be honest about the fact that we're not enlightened because we choose not to ask certain questions so that we don't get the answers. The truth hurts. That's why a lot of people would take a nice lie to make us feel better. But what happens in the process of giving somebody else the responsibility to judge, and you have to go through this hard process, healing, enlightenment, authenticity, revitalization, and transformation, and continuously go through this process so that you can start being able to not just embrace constructive criticism, but embracing all of who you are. The more you can embrace who you are and transform, allow God to transform you into who He created you to be, the less you're going to be experiencing the same problems with so many different people. You start to understand yourself a little better. And that's what I got out of this process for me. It's like I look the same, but there has been a transformation that's taken place on the inside. And it's taken place because I had to look myself in the mirror and realize that I can't keep blaming my mom or my dad. I can't keep blaming my ex or the fact that I'm not good enough. Even that wasn't good enough anymore. Transformation. Make a thorough or dramatic change in form, appearance, or character of. See, for me, what it is I could absolutely see what was being done to me. I just couldn't see what I was giving off. That, and when I found myself, especially in work environments, when I found myself in situations where I would be with different people, I keep getting the same manager, I keep getting the same coworker. Like, what's going on here? Guess what? I was still the same. I wasn't making changes. For whatever reason, we have this crazy notion that we can change people, and we often try to. We cannot, but we can open up for change and transformation within ourselves. That's why we need to heal and be enlightened, start to be real and authenticate our feelings, our emotions, realize who we are, do that spiritual DNA test. Who is your daddy? Is the Heavenly Father your daddy, or is someone else? You need to know who it is. Authentication. We got into revitalization on Thursday, talking about transformation today. All of those things build up to make that thorough or dramatic change. So if you're experiencing the same problems with a different person, then you may be the one with the issues. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to own up to your issues. It's not a bad thing to own up to your fears, your doubts, your worries, and your insecurities. It's not at all. What is bad, though, is when you deny it, when you deny yourself the opportunity to be enlightened, when you deny yourself the opportunity to be healed and to be real with yourself. I really want us to be free on this Friday. I want us to be free. I was wrestling with some things in my spirit coming in here today. And when I read this quote, this thing hit me because it's like, all right, Adelai, we've been here before. You're going to have faith or you're going to have fear? Which one? And I want to encourage you. You may be facing it may not be a situation where you have to quit your job, but maybe you have to love again. Maybe you have to trust again. Maybe, maybe you feel like the man or woman of your dreams came into your life, but they seem to remind you of someone who hurt you from before. Are you going to let your faith or your fear take control? We have to be transformed. We have to allow for that dramatic, drastic, thorough change to our character, to our form, our way of being, or even our appearance. When you start loving yourself more, being more honest with yourself, looking yourself in the mirror and dealing with the things that you need to deal with, you'll start to look different. You start to look better. You start to look the way you were created to look. Embrace the constructive criticism. Take time to look into the mirror and address your flaws. As you address your flaws, you have a lot more love and compassion for others who may struggle with similar things. We're talking transformation, guys. And a lot of times we want to transform outside. We want to have our appearance as something that people can see. It's different. I'm encouraging you to transform. Allow your heart to be transformed. And that's what the new book is all about. Help save me from my broken heart. Your journey to living and loving again. Going through this thorough, dramatic change so that you can truly live your life to the fullest potential. You can do it. You can do it. I know you can. And we're going to have a great show today to continue to talk about it. So this is the day of transformation in the week of heart. We're celebrating the release of our new book. And I say our because we're all together. We're family. We love each other. Help save me from my broken heart. Your journey to living and loving again. This segment has been brought to you by Help Save Me. And you can pre-order your copy at theheartconnections.com. We'll be back with more Heart Talk, a whole lot more great music.